What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Again, checking out the new digs. Let me know what you guys think about. Hopefully the quality is good. But hey, talked a little bit about it in last night's show. But I did have some audio issues, had to get worked out. So wanted to get into this Brad Johnson, Cam Newton thing in a little bit more perspective and kind of run through this again. And make sure if you guys are new, hit that like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff. But you guys know Brad Johnson, he's been on a show. Great personality. Probably, I don't know if you can find a better guy out there. Just a lot of fun. Seems like good heart, good person to hang out with. Maybe have some beers with. So, Super Bowl week, you have all the interviews and all this stuff's going on. And Cam Newton has his 4th and 1 podcast that he does, and he had Warren Sapp on. And him and Warren Sapp have had some beef with some of the comments that Cam Newton's made. But just to give you the background, Cam Newton made comments about quarterbacks and quarterbacks being game managers or game changers. And he put a segment of quarterbacks in as game managers, like a Dak Prescott, Tua, Goff, that type of quarterback. And then the game changers was like himself, Cam Newton. I think he even put Troy Aikman as a game changer. So it was kind of weird. But because of style of play, Troy Aikman kind of fits what he would call a game manager. But anyway, check this out, and then we're going to get into it because Brad Johnson had a response because we reached out to him, kind of said, hey, did you hear what Cam Newton said? And he put a video response that to me was golden, and that's why I love interviewing former players. But here's a little bit. I'll kind of zip through some of this stuff, but let me push this through.
Yes.
We're going to get to you, brother.
Oh, please, come
But check.
Please.
I don't bring no emotions.
It's not personal.
But to your take where you said Cam Newton is just being an ass. Cam Newton was just a glorified running back. That's a subjective state. And at the end of the day, you just said, not me, you just said it. If I'm asking for a quarterback's take, you're going to revert to the quarterback.
Hold on.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa that led the league in passing. Quarterback.
Jared Goff.
Chip game.
Right.
Scott.
And what was the other game manager?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
This year.
The guy that won the Super Bowl with you, his name was who?
Brad Johnson.
Was he a game changer or a game manager?
Come on now.
You know I got a rule, right, Cam? There's 3 things on my football team you don't touch. My head coach, my kicker, and my quarterback.
Not because of, but listen, I done made you make your point. It's not because of Brad Johnson, though. You think about Brad Johnson.
I know.
So that's my point when I'm saying about San Francisco.
Numbers, right?
I'm thinking about San Francisco 49ers.
This was 20 years.
Let's look at it.
Quarterback driving this thing up and down the field, throwing 2 touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
What part of it my quarterback didn't change about the game? You know, when we think about them quintessential quarterbacks, you're one of them. Because why I call you a glorified running back? Because you attacking these guys?
I'm not attacking them.
No, well, you call them game managers.
I'm not.
Such thing as a game manager style of play?
No, but you're taking.
What are you talking about?
You're taking a game manager as a sign of disrespect, and it's not. No, it's not. That's not.
Been a good tag. Name me that guy.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, the greatest.
So now he's talking about Tom Brady as being a game manager. And I kind of like, to say for Cam Newton, I don't know where he's going with it. He's saying it's a compliment to the quarterbacks being called a game manager. I don't know any quarterback that enjoyed or accepted that role of being a game manager. It's typically was the guys that, hey, just drive the bus and don't screw it up kind of thing. And they didn't make plays. And I will say for Brad Johnson, he had a long career. Obviously, he was a journeyman backup for a while, but when he went to Minnesota, put up huge numbers, went to Washington, got them to the playoffs. And like Warren Sapp said in the interview, he had them up against the ropes. So Brad Johnson was a very good quarterback. I don't know if I'd put him as a game manager. To me, a game manager is like a Trent Dilfer. That's what Rex Grossman. Those were what I would look as a game manager. It's a negative to me thing to say about a quarterback. And then to make it worse, he's talking about Tom Brady as a game manager. I mean, Tom Brady, the same quarterbacks, won 7 Super Bowls, took his team when they're down 28-3 and won a Super Bowl. So I don't know if I'd equate that as a game manager, but what Cam is, if you look at what he's saying the game changers are the guys that can play dual threats, can throw the ball, run the ball, do all these different things, which was, again, it was odd that he threw Troy Aikman into that mix, but he's obviously he said he grew up a big Troy Aikman fan, so maybe he's looking different. And I don't look at Troy Aikman as a game manager either, just to be crystal clear with that. But it's interesting. Most of the game managers that he was talking about in the past players have all been Super Bowl champions. So maybe if you want to be a game manager, I guess that's what he takes it as. But me personally, I kind of would take offense as a quarterback. And Brad Johnson, I messaged him and I said, hey, you hear what Cam Newton's sitting there talking about you with Warren Sapp? Did you see it? And the funny thing he said was he doesn't really watch a lot of podcasts with guys who wear funny hats. So I found the Cam Newton one with the hat. So just trying to have some fun with it. But he made a quick video. I cut it up into about a minute, but definitely want to show it to you. And then obviously we'll talk a little bit about it.
To all my Super Bowl friends out there, it's the Bowl, brother. On this day we won the Super Bowl, 48-21. My dedication back to you guys. 225. It's the Bowl, baby! Super Bowl champs for life. Let's go. That's how we do it, my man. Hey, Cam. 34 Super Bowl champions on this thing. 30 of them 11. And your name ain't on here.
So, of course, Brad Johnson gets the last laugh. But I tell you what, dude, man's 55 years old, throwing up 225 20 times. So, he still looks like he might be playing linebacker. Might sign him up for the Cowboys. We need some linebacker depth. But he's definitely, you see the personality, and he had fun with it. But that's ultimately what you're going to get the last laugh for. Is he's a Super Bowl champion. Cam Newton's not. You heard Warren Sapp. If you kind of picked that up, I might have skipped through it. He even made a comment to Cam Newton about that you were the game changer, but you didn't go diving in after that ball that you fumbled in the Super Bowl that you guys ended up getting blown out in. So it was interesting. But looking at Brad Johnson's career and just being fair with it, I mean he had a 72-53 record, pretty damn good record, almost 30,000 yards passing, 166 touchdowns. Had some really strong years, like I said, with Tampa Bay, with Minnesota, with Randy Moss years and things like that, and then obviously with Washington getting them to the playoffs, which is, I mean, that's a pretty big task to get Washington to the playoffs at any time. So I don't really get it. It's a lot of fun, but let me know what you guys think when you hear these quarterbacks being critical of other quarterbacks. Does it come off as a little bit of hate? A little bit of sour grapes. Cam Newton, just his career didn't, he had that MVP season. He went to the Super Bowl, so take nothing away from him. But, the career kind of spiraled downhill for him, and he never was able to really kind of get a job somewhere. So, these guys, they get on these shows and they just being more critical of other players, their peers. And you see that a lot in the NFL. You saw Micah Parsons, talking about TJ Watt's not a top 5 pass rusher. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far myself, but it's just you see more and more of it. I guess it comes with social media. But Brad Johnson, I love it. So I love this guy. He's a lot of fun, and he always going to get the last laugh. So you guys, we appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share. We're doing all our live shows. Of course, we're dropping these little videos in between. So make sure you guys check it out. I appreciate it. See ya.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.